What's going on, guys? Today on this Shoky third-party Transformers review, we're going to look at the last of the Zeta Aerialbots, and this is their version of Air Raid. And we're still here on the white background because, well, he's got a black jet mode, so that's the only way that's going to work. And this guy does, once again, look more like a rescue bot, where he's got a lot of red and white happening. Looks very similar to some of his previous cohorts. Though he's an interesting one. He's got kind of a cat head going on there. Silver face paint, blue metallic eyes. But he does actually look really nice. And he's supposed to have his Autobot logo like here-ish, but obviously that ain't gonna work. So I put it down here. So it is what it is. And yeah, he's a mold mate of the previous one. So it is what it is for Mr. Skydive. And then you've got, you know, what he's got a whole lot of F-15 Eagle on the back of him here. And I forgot to fix the nose cone. There we go. Now, he is one of two that I've had some QC and fitment issues with. Out of the box, this area right here literally would split open whenever you did anything, so I had to super glue it, and it looked like from the factory they tried to glue it and it would not stay. So it was an issue for all of this area right here around the nose cone. But I like the black back here. You got the silver paint, he's ZB-02, and all the other things like that. But he looks really cool. He's a nice black jet, and I do have him holding his gun already. I like that they all get individual weapons, which is pretty cool in and of itself. And he is holding it like that. And then once again, I just don't bother with the thumbs because, good God, I'm just going to lose another one if I have to keep it up. I'm pretty sure his, probably that side has popped off more than anything. And ball joint mounted head. The kind of captured shoulder here, because this is meant, oh, I know what happened on the last guy. So the way that the torso fills out is by doing this. So it makes sense that that was screwed up on the last one. So I didn't get this at 100% when I put him back to bot mode. Okay, so if you push the shoulder in, this is gonna collapse. So just be wary of that. So this bicep, elbow joint, I think that's just scratched up. I don't think that's breaking in any way. Wrist will rotate, but it's kind of pointless because you have the whole back of the hand here that is in the way. You do get waist rotation. Look, more translucent parts, Mom. And then, see, I feel like you could swap this with the other guy because the same parts, and this would make more sense on the other one. Just saying. Okay, so can go out to the side, no problem. Can kick forward to there. He does have the nice translucent kneecaps with the red and yellow painted on the inside. Lots of deco work down here with tampograph stuff, silver paint inside there, and very, very similar toes. May even be the same kind of toes, they're just white, not black. And then the wings you can totally remove if you're down for it. Just this go around, because it's not too pointy, I'm gonna leave it. And you do have a pin that is pushed out ever so slightly right there. But he does look very nice. It's probably one of my favorites, just how he looks. But he's definitely not one of my favorites in how he functions. Super annoying. And the way the wings fold up is different between these and the other ones. So let's go ahead and bring out his Combiner Wars counterpart. And that's going to be super hard to see because he's very white. So you can see similar details. Silver face paint, blue on the head. Orange painted vents in the chest. Orange forearms for some reason. Red kneecaps, red thing going on down there, and then his jet mode, that would be a problem. Jet mode on the back is tighter, but still there, and then he's a like remold of Blackwing, if I remember correctly. So that's irony. He's a black jet. He's a remold of Blackwing. So even having heel spurs isn't helping him out a whole lot, but I do digs him. There we go, tilt the hips forward ever so slightly. So now let's go ahead and bring out the whole team. God damn it, I'm like running over the table. Back up the camera. And we'll bring out our previous friend. And the other one. Followed by this guy with the worst toes in history. And the missile pods that won't stay on anymore. It's weird. They were fine and now they won't stay on. That's weird. And you can see for the most part, they have a very team color scheme happening. And then Mr. Silverbolt way in the back. And this is exactly how you don't balance a scene. So there we go. Now we have all 5 aerial bots out here in bot mode. And they look good as a set. They really do. I'm not going to display them this way, but as a set, they do look nice. In fact, I'm going to take a picture. There we go. Did y'all see that? No? Okay. And you know what? Yep. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, did I ever bring out the G1 counterpart? Probably not. Here it is. And so let's get him into plane mode. Alright guys, so it's time to get this guy into his jet mode, but before we do, character card. Now if I accidentally showed this character card previously, I'm gonna just, ignore this part, but there it is, character card. And then we got even the backside. Look at that. Strength. Oh, I never even looked. Is everything spelled right? It is. Okay, cool. So he's going to have very, very similar transformation to the previous one as it is, but I'm going to actually show you how the arms transform on this guy, because I skipped it last time. I was trying to rotate that the wrong way. So the fist goes away. That's amazing. And then you just accordion that in. It's actually a pretty tight hinge for some reason. And then close it. And it's a little wonky, but it'll work. Down. Fist goes in. Arm collapses. That closes. If you don't have the arm square, that won't work. He's like, ah! Okay. Open that up. I'm just rotating the head for, well, because I can. And then you close that up. And then you want to come in here and you want to shove the sides inward. As weird as it sounds. Except if you do it that way, you can't get it where it needs to go. Okay, so the top needs to come in. And then see how that worked? You can see it better on this one than you could on the previous, because everything's white now. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so basically what you're doing is you're creating that cradle inside there, and then the head blocks that in. And then you take the little hip dailies, flip those up, and then we're going to just shut that down like so. Peg it in. Come that down. Come on. There we go. Okay. And let's pull off the wings just like we did before, because frankly it's easier. Come to the backpack, which comes apart stupid easy. So this is meant to drop down inside of there, and it comes apart so freaking easy that, it's frankly annoying. With this, you want to kind of fold these. I don't know if you guys saw that. Hold on. Go ahead and pop that free. And then figure this part out to the best of your abilities. That goes down, that goes down. This part is what I was trying to say. You need to just bring down like so. See that? And then tuck that down. Now once again, just like the previous, you have a hidden landing gear, although this is an incredibly difficult one because both the landing gear and other parts are in a very precarious spot. So right here inside this bit, you have a hinge that's here, and you have to open this up. There's a major problem with opening this up, is that the landing gear, as you can see inside there, is already extended because there's nothing holding that spring back at all. Spudger. So the landing gear just sort of screws everything up. Like, I'm literally about ready to just rip this out of here because there's not This one is the worst when it comes to this. It really is. There's no way around it. There's no nice words to be said. It's the worst one in this aspect. So that was all, so you can get this up to here. And mind you, you cannot get it past here. This, from what I can tell, does not move. That's not supposed to come off the way it just did. I think maybe that might move. Okay, so if we move the entire thing, maybe. Let's see what happens here. So if you open all of this, then you get a little bit more room. Do you see why this whole nose cone is far more ridiculous than the others? So look, I'll just go ahead and break that off. It's not actually broken, it just pops off. So let's go ahead and close this. Now, this one I mentioned before, I had to glue shut because when you did that number, all of this popped open and misaligned everything. So I'm going to shut this down, and it's going to pop into here, and then it's going to lock down like so. This was not meant to come off, so that's going to need probably a tiny bit of glue. Nice double cockpit spot there. It's nice. It's good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so because of where all these hinges are back in here is why this causes such a problem. But it's like, look at it this way, the landing gear is spring loaded but has nothing to lock it in place. It just is fully extended at all times. So it's like, what are you supposed to do with this? It's like you have to cram it in there, and in reality, if you don't have it out, you're supposed to have it in here. There's no room. So if you're in jet mode, you kind of need this down, or else you would literally have nowhere to put anything. I'll try to get this in here if I can. Maybe a little difficult. So yeah, just trying to get everything lined back up. There. So there's your landing gear in place. All right, so we have the tail section. Needs to come back just like the other ones did. And you can see here, that's a big old hole, which means something's got to go in that. And how much you want to bet? Something in that has to be down here. You're right. Okay. So let's just tuck that up and out of the way. Foot, go ahead and do that. We're going to split this open just like we did the other one. And we're going to pop this open and sink the leg as such. Grab the foot, tuck it away about as good as you can. Like that. It wants to fight you. It will fight you. So actually, you got this little thing here that tabs into the back of this guy. So once again, we're going to just sort of set this halfway in place while we finagle everyone else. Foot in, double hinge, ball joint, get the tab to break loose, tuck that foot way the hell up in there. Might have actually been a little far. Knee breaks loose, comes down and in. And this side is the one that has the posts for lining everybody else up. So there you go. You got that. Rotate it forward like we did on the other one. This one's got some interesting squeakiness happening. That's not happy. Flip this back. Get it lined up, and then like that's plugged there. Now we just hope for the best. Yeah, when that clips on, it's a bit scary. Just be honest here. There we go. And then the rest of this doesn't have to peg into anything. So that's always good. Okay. Everything squeezed down into place. It is. So I'm going to bring this down, and there's alignment tabs again. We can flip these here, and like so. Is everybody happy? Get these straightened out. Good. Yep. Go ahead and pull out the side landing gear, just like we did before. Pull that down. Flip up the knee guards. Tab into the crotch section, like so. And now we have a wingless F-15. So we got to grab our wingses. Flip those out. And these are a little bit less silly, so you can just plug that on there, and then it drops down onto that section. So in essence, it's the same. In essence. But then in every other method, it's just flat out not. So there's that. Okay, so landing gear tucked away, missiles just akimbo. You know what? I don't care. I don't care about missiles. I'll just get all the missiles out of my way so I don't gotta function with them. And jet mode, happiness. Good lord. So we have Airalbot logos I put on there. Nice silver-ish, kind of light gray silvers. Red, yellow stripes there. Similar paint scheme back here. You got the vertical yellow bit on the tail fins. That looks good. All the tampo detail that basically everybody has. So this one seems slightly askew. I could be wrong. We got those pegs that are definitely not for combiner mode. I got ZB-02 right there. So he's number 2 in the line. And then, you know, it's like I was saying, this part right here, if you didn't have the landing gear down, you would have to have it crammed in here, and that's a giant pain. So it looks good. As I already saw, the cockpit does open. The inside is filthy for some reason. You know, double seats inside there. It's just it's a nice jet. And then these can, well, I thought they could move. They look like they're mounted on pivots. Those are on ball joints. They just don't want to move. There we go. So those can actually move a little bit. That's cool. So let's set him down right there. And we'll bring in his Combiner Wars counterpart. And you can see that it's not even remotely the same type of jet. So the funny thing is like this type of jet would have made more sense, but they just didn't want to reuse the exact same one. So it's like mix and match these two, because this one has like F-14. No, that's Tomcat wings. I like this. That's F-15. So this is like an F-14 that's very modified. There's no F-14 version of this guy. I mean, color scheme is roughly the same, but you know, you're not getting it there. And let's put him in the middle, like so. Bring the camera back, because we gonna need some space. Okay. So there's the last one we looked at. Stay. And then right before that, and then way off to the side over here. Oh, you know what? This is a Harrier. The wings can actually, yeah, storage mode. Wings fold up. I forgot about that. So there we go. I remember things. And then last, and certainly the least, the big jet himself. This is big. So finally, all our Aerialbots, all out here, all the Zeta Aerialbots together, the limb planes and the big body plane. And once again, you know, if you were to do this the same way Combiner Wars does, he would have to be at least twice the size he is now, and it still wouldn't be big enough for a Concorde, let's just be honest. But it would make sense for that. But the fact that the other four essentially scale together, and you could have them in jet mode, They would actually look good next to MP Seekers. They're roughly the same scale as that. So, you know, if you're down for that, by all means. So all that's really left to do is to get that guy over there, I gotta remember it was him, into combined mode so we can really get this going. But yeah, this is still really cool. Let's just drop this down like that. Yeah. Okay, so now we're finally on the final step of the final bot. We got Air Raid who needs to get to his combined mode, and I'm going to do as I've done with all of the rest so far and yoink off the wing. He's a little stuck, if I'm honest. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Good lord. Like, the other one came off fairly easy in comparison. So I legit have a pile of wings over here. And just like his counterpart we saw last time, he's just going to kind of sort of come apart and then just kind of fold into a half jet, half leg. Fold these up. Go ahead and do our best to disassemble. And then split this section, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. I want to fold that up. Go ahead and see if we can get this unpegged. Something about the front part of this guy is always so difficult. Like it's not that bad. Come on. Just relinquish. There we go. It's like I want to see that. There we go. So pull that guy out. I want to bring that back there for now, because it's like, because I can't remember exactly where this is going to go, because that might have to tab right back into where it came from. So I'm just being cautious for now. And then we want to come up to the front, push it up. Don't pull, lift, because that's a weird hook. And then we want this to flip back, because that's what we're going to need to use. I got to do that, don't I? Okay, the most dreaded part of this whole thing. I got to flip this open. You know what? I don't want that landing gear anymore. That landing gear has been the bane of my existence, so I'm leaving it out. Like, specifically from this one, I'm leaving it out because I hate it. I hate it so very much. Okay, and so when you pull all that apart, we also need to hide the nose. I'm going to need to glue that down. It's interesting that they engineer this two different ways to do the same thing. Okay, so I think that's for jet mode. I don't think we want that. We want it back like this, full combined mode. Okay, yep. So I'm going to need that pegged back into itself. So all that hard work for to unpeg everybody was just pointless. So let's put that back where it was. There we go. And then just close all this back up. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, and then just like we did with the previous Jet Boy, just hook everybody together and kick it back about as far as it'll go. It'll reach a natural equilibrium point where it just can't go back any further, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. And figure out why this won't go back on. There we go. So yeah, there he is in his leg mode. Slightly different, and no joke, that landing gear, okay, it's over there by my detolfs. I hate that. I hate that that landing gear does that. It's the most annoying thing in the universe. I'm going to leave these unpegged because these have to be slightly askew to go into foot. To go into foot. And then we're going to have to prop this open later. I don't remember if I need to. Hold on. I don't think I need to put these away. I think that's only for bot mode. I'm going to be able to get that. I don't think I can get that. So those are going to stay out. They're ineffectual realistically for the rest of it. But okay, so this one has had a couple issues with the fact that this system for tabbing the front and the rear together sucks. The hook is not enough to hold it together. It works really well up here because it's a super tight tolerance, but for this, it's not great. Also, the fact that this doesn't sit down any further than that is a bit disappointing, but you know, it's the back of the legs. What are you going to do? But otherwise, I mean, I like the design of this one. Of course, it is also one of my favorite jets from growing up as a kid. So there's some things there. It's also colors I really like. You got the blacks, you got the yellows, you got red and white. Essentially, that all really works for me. I love all the detail work that they put into it, things like that. But the tolerances and then just the cheapness of some of the plastics really bothers me. See, like that shouldn't have worked the way it did. That should not have come apart that way. So I gotta wonder, can I do it this way? It works better. Just trying to determine the best way the hinges go. I guess that also works. Cracks it like an egg, but it works. It gets it a bit further down, so that's something. Okay. So either way, just make do with what you got. That might not be 100% good, but I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. I don't think that can change much. Yeah, because this has nowhere else to go, so that's that. So either way, guys, I hope you have watched the rest of these. Go watch all of them if you have not, for whatever reason. Checked out all the videos, and of course go check out the Taro videos, where if I took it from the combined mode to robot mode. So I did cover basically every direction of transformation for these guys between several videos. And then next time we're gonna go over the combination sequence. So yay. Oh, I forgot one last little dealie, and that is comparison to the Combiner Wars version. So if you were to do it this way, that's how it would look, and you can see a lot of the same details. But unfortunately, Combiner Wars does it bot mode out. So there's that. It kind of sucks. I feel like this really does need to sit lower, and it just doesn't want to just kind of annoy me. I feel like that's just its whole purpose. Like this one in particular is meant to annoy me more than the rest. So, but like I said, combined mode next time. Stick around for that, and I'll see you then. And remember, as always, keep on flying.